Okay, we are now formally live for I'm going to call it the art of intuitive copywriting, because I think that feels better. This is an art, and it really is an art of feeling, you guys. And all of you coming from a healing background and wellness background, you know that feeling is healing, except maybe you don't know that feeling is how you're going to get into actually marketing your stuff. So I cringe when I look at the stuff that I'm reading of other people, putting their messages out there, and they're trying to share their program, but it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel like the person is sharing any kind of personal story. It just all sounds like a sales pitch. And I know that probably makes everybody on this call cringe. You do not want to be that person. You want to be sharing your stuff from a place that feels fantastic, worthy, and brave, and definitely not salesy. And, part of the marketing message for this free workshop was about that. Whatever it is you guys want to write, your bio, your book, a sales page, a blog. Maybe you want to start a blog about your topic that you love to share about. Maybe you want to spice up your website and get a good mission statement on there, or your about page, or anything, really anything that you write. You're possibly worried about how others are going to think about it when you try to share that message. Maybe they're going to think I'm being inappropriate or unprofessional or too salesy or too selfish, or maybe I'm going to feel not good enough about it, or who am I to put this message out there? Am I really experienced enough? Okay, so can you tell I've been through all of the inner critic messages, right? So y'all, I'm so happy to report to you that I'm on the other side of it. Like, maybe even last year or the year before, I would have said to you, I'm still getting the trigger when somebody makes a comment that's like paralyzing me, but not anymore. So if you ask me how I turned the corner, I guess I would say I'm afraid every time I share a vulnerable story, and I do it anyway. And then I get all of the comments that are uplifting, and maybe one or two that aren't. And really, those are so much more rare. It's our choice to focus on those versus all the positive ones, right? So I'm going to say that some of this stuff might feel scary, or you just don't like it, or it's pulling up some resistance, and you got to feel all of those things and do it anyway. And I was saying to Lisa before you all came on, we were on here just a few minutes early chatting, that you all have to learn how to get into your feels as you're writing, while you're writing, before you write. Like, if you want to write stuff, you need to be excited. So she was talking to me about being practicing the modality of zero balancing. And some of you probably know what that is, and maybe some of you don't, but she was talking to me about being able to share the message with people about her modality and get them excited about the relaxation effect that they might feel when they have a session with her. And I was just saying, well, you can't be bored or afraid or timid when you write it. You have to be excited and inspired and feeling really good, and like, you're excited about your thing, man. Stephanie, your personal training, if you've had a case study where somebody lost weight or shifted their body shape, and you're like, damn, I did that. So that is the energy I need you to get in when you start to write your copy. So think of some moments, write them down. What are the times where you were very inspired, you got really excited about something that you were doing? Write them all down, and even read them to yourself before you go to write whatever it is you're going to write. So tonight, I want to do 3 things. And I want to help you with 3 things. You have to know who you are, what you want, and who you serve. That's number 1. It's a lot of things in number 1. I crammed them all in there. You got to know who you are, what you want, and who you serve. Now, if you all are as sick as I am of the term ideal client, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to use it. If you can come up with a better term, type it in the comment box, okay? But we all have the person that when they become our client, we think to ourselves, oh my God, if I could just have a practice full of Sally, I would be blissed out for the rest of my life and that would be it, right? So that's the client I'm talking about. You can have a practice full of those people. And I'm going to hopefully teach you how to write your stuff to attract those people. Wouldn't that be awesome if every single person you worked with was that kind of person who like went around sharing testimonials about you because they loved you so much, you know, you changed their life, that type of thing. They took action. They actually did your homework, you know, stuff like that. I get excited about that. I have a few of those people now, and it just like lights me up every single time I see them sharing one of their messages on Facebook, and I'm like, yay, I'm like a cheerleader. Yay, you're doing it. Okay, number 2 thing, you have to learn how to connect and how to feel as you write. And I have a feeling that all of you know how to do this, but we're going to practice it tonight, okay? And number 3, you have to be afraid and write anyway. So you have to be a little at the edge of your comfort zone, and you have to go ahead and write the thing anyway. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you're writing. The idea is you are going to write it in your unique, authentic, funny, wild, crazy, and unapologetic voice, gals. You're going to build your business. Your clients who are not only love you, but they come back again and again every time you offer something new. This is why you are wanting to share your messages like we're going to do it tonight. So if you don't already know, my mission is to build a revolution of brave healers who are writing, speaking, and sharing their powerful stories, healing themselves and the world with their words. I crafted that mission statement, what I just read to you. And I did read it, by the way. I've got you should see my desk right now. I have like mega notes all over the place. It took me several rounds to get that to being one sentence. In the beginning, you're going to probably want to write a lot more to cover all the bases of like who you are and who you serve and what you want. But when you get better at it and you're really feeling into it, the writing will become shorter and sweeter. And that's nice because people are busy. If they read one sentence and they fall in love with you with that sentence, yay. Okay, so it's good. Part of my why for all this is because I think that as healers and healthcare professionals, we have a duty right now. And it's to do what we're asking our clients to do, and that is be a little bit vulnerable. We need to trailblaze. We need to go first. We need to share the stories. Okay, and then we're asking them to do this pretty intense, sometimes very difficult and vulnerable type of healing work and put it all out there. But like, are we doing that? Okay, so I want you to be able to write like that so that they read your thing and they're like, oh my God, she has totally been where she wants me to go, and I totally trust her now. That's what I want your writing to do for your people. But while we're doing that thing, sharing ourselves like that and being inside of this duty as healers and healthcare people and artists and writers, we don't need to lead less than average lives to serve other people. You do not need to do your stuff for free, you guys, okay? You can make a really good living, celebrate abundance in all forms to do this healer thing in a way that nourishes you so much you just walk away in overflow. And you really, really, really want to be serving from that place. So I am stepping into that myself and working on it. We don't need to starve and try to heal everybody, okay? We need to do this in a way that nourishes us back so that we're giving from the overflow. So I want you to be able to write your copy, and so every time I say the word copy tonight, just know that that could even mean eventually you writing your book. It's anything you write to share your story. So I want you to be able to do it in a way that really helps you build your business, build your platform, and give you a nourishing life so that you can live from the overflow. Why does this all matter so much? I think because many of you have heard me say this, but I'm going to repeat it because I know I need to hear it every single day. You were born, so you're worthy. It's kind of time we move through this funky fear of not being good enough and get to the important work of changing the world, you guys, right? The fear is kind of boring to me at this point. Like, you all have such incredible, amazing missions to help people. It's time to get over this and just move through this and do this thing anyway. And instead of just thinking about it or wishing for it or wondering what day it's going to come, it's time to like grab it and go for it. So I want to help you create the action in your life that's going to be that change. And we all do a lot of thinking and wishing, but it's really the action that's the magic. Okay, so I'm going to do a little share screen with you guys, see if this works tonight. Okay, I'm going to pull our faces down below. Lisa, can you give me a thumbs up that you can see my little Art of Intuitive Copywriting thing? Can you just give me a thumbs up? Can you see my screen, you guys?
How do I give a thumbs up?
Oh, just like with yourself. I got you, Stephanie. Just like literally give me a thumbs up there. There you go. Okay, so I just went over my mission, a little bit about my why, about why this matters. And so what are we going to do tonight? We're going to connect, we're going to feel, and we're going to do some writing, okay? I have some exercises for you, and I can craft them depending on what you guys want. But we're going to practice some tools. So, I don't know how to do that, Lori. Tell me how. Can you unmute?
Yeah, so somewhere at the bottom of your screen, you should have little icons. And one, I can't see it, so I don't know what to tell you to point at. And then it will just show that larger screen and not this stuff on the left-hand side.
Oh, you mean this stuff?
Yeah, so that would go away.
Okay.
Well, that's a PDF. I'm sorry that you're not in the software. So you should have a little arrow on the bar there.
Okay, I'll fool with that later.
Up in view.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I was wondering about that earlier, but I don't want to take too much time, and I'm not going to be here too long. This is, you know what, honestly, you guys, and you can give me some feedback too. The only reason I'm doing this little pretty pink and white thing is because I get the feeling that y'all get bored like staring at me the whole time. So I just want to give you something different to look at, but that's just really not completely necessary. So y'all can tell me later if it was necessary or not. So the tools: body awareness, intuition, connecting with that place that you're feeling. Inner critic awareness. It's really mindset awareness. So when you're aware of your thoughts, you can quiet them down and you can go back to the body awareness and the intuition space. That's where I want you to be writing from. As soon as the critic comes into play, you're paralyzed usually. Everything you write is shit. You won't post any of it because you think it's terrible. And you need to start listening to the messages, and we're going to do an exercise on that tonight. Okay. And then be afraid and write anyway, which I've already said like a million times tonight. So, have your notebook handy because we're going to do a little bit of that right now. We're going to connect, and I'm going to show you what I mean. And it's, very simple, but the thing is, even though you all know what I'm about to guide you through, and it's fairly easy, people don't do it. So if you do it as you're sitting down to your computer to write something or your notebook or whatever, you're going to have a different experience. you know it's easy, but then do you actually do it? So that's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to invite you, I'm going to stop that real quick. There we go. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes with me for a minute and just really settle into your chair. We're just going to do a little body awareness, little guided exercise. So just relax, take a breath, melt into your chair. Thank you so much for being here tonight, gals. I hope that you can feel the gratitude. It's way more fun to speak to live people than to just record my voice. So I really appreciate you being here. And I'm really excited to teach you some tools and practice with you and see what kind of ways we can make this really work for you. So relax your head, neck, and shoulders and really drop into your body. You're relaxing behind your eyes, through your jaw. You're clearing your mind of the day at this point and just coming into the body as a refuge, just feeling what you feel. Connecting deeply with your breath, maybe down low into your pelvis. Letting your exhale release from your body. Letting your shoulders drop as you do that. Relaxing down through your chest and upper back. Don't skip your throat. See how your throat and your neck feel down through the chest, shoulders, upper back, torso, down through the low back and belly button areas. Just keep sinking with your exhales, letting go. The more you let go like this, the more you connect into your body, the more you're going to be able to connect with a very unlimited creative source. So sometimes people are afraid to clear their mind because it's all the ideas moving through and they want to capture them before they lose them. But that's not going to happen here. In this space, you're just going to be making more space for the creative flow to come through you. And the ideas about the message you want to write. This is the place right here. It's so simple. So on the next couple of exhales, relaxing down through your low back, leaning against your chair a little bit, rest your body there. Relaxing your hips, your butt, your thighs. Deep belly breaths. All the way down through your legs. Feel your feet on the ground and feel your arms wherever they're resting. Just notice. Lots of things to feel when you drop into the moment, into your body. Okay, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and go for your notebook. And we'll do some timed exercises tonight. I'm just getting my timer ready here. Some will be shorter than others. It just kind of depends on how much time I want to give to the writing topic. But now that we're going to write from this space, I want you to think about not censoring yourself at all. It doesn't matter what comes out onto the page right now at all. Don't worry about spelling, grammar, or even finishing sentences right now. I want you to write as fast as you can. We'll do 3 minutes. It feels so good when. Okay, go ahead, fill in the blank. It feels so good when. And I've got the timer going. Don't let the words of the prompt get you stuck either. If that's happening, just work on what's moving through. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the prompt sometimes. It feels so good when. Few more seconds. Okay, pens up. So who would do me the honor of reading what they wrote out loud to us? All right, Lori, go ahead and unmute. And so when we share, you guys, the sharing is, I mean, we all realize you just wrote this and that it's not like, the masterpiece that's going to go in your book to the world. And so we share from, well, you never know. We share, so I'm going to ask you to read from the first word to the last with no backstory. You don't need to explain the writing. And there's not going to be a ton of commentary after as far as that goes too. We're just going to share, hold the space for the share. However, in this class tonight, if any of you gals are vibrating with a word or a phrase she says, I want you to type the word or the phrase in the chat box while she's going. And then later when she's done reading, she's going to be able to look at that and go, oh, they loved that word or they loved that phrase. Okay? It's a super, super, super awesome way to give feedback for writing. So go for it, Lori.
Okay. It feels so good when I have a belly laugh. I listen to amazing music and dance. I connect without words. I'm understood. I have an aha moment. I see my niece smiling and laughing. I'm present for my brother. My husband gets me. I have conversations with total strangers. There's a soft breeze. I put the top down and hit the road. I work with the person who's totally into it. I get a massage, pedicure, other body attention, and I lay down in the perfect position without adjustment.
Nice, thank you. Okay, anyone else want to read? This is, so the idea of sharing, and then you got it, Lisa, also is just when you guys put the vibration of your voice to your own words, they come alive. And so one of the pieces of homework that I'll give you is that any piece of copy that you're writing for your people, read it out loud to yourself. How does it make you feel when you actually hear your own voice reading the words of your copy? Are you excited when you hear them? Are you bored? Do you feel like a robot? Then you can go back and rewrite depending on how you feel when you've read it out loud to yourself. And then up-level that a whole notch and read it to someone else that you trust. And, asking for positive feedback first is really nice. What did they love about it? And that's what I want to do tonight. So, okay, Lisa, unmute and read us your thing.
It feels so good when I can grant my clients wishes to bring them to a place of ease and peace and help them notice what expansion feels like so they can feel the difference.
Nice. Sorry, I'm typing for you there. What expansion feels like. Wouldn't it be cool to describe what expansion feels like? If that was a piece of what you offer.
So this is what expansion feels like to me.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome.
It feels like you didn't realize before that you were wearing body Spanx, like a wetsuit that's too small. And
totally.
after the session, it's like you're in this big, comfortable, oversized shirt that just allows you to breathe.
OMG, write that down right now. All of what you just said.
Well, that's in my lexicon, but yeah.
Beautiful. That description, if y'all didn't get a visual or a feel out of that, then you might be dead. Because like the tight Spanx thing to the big oversized shirt, right? Yeah, what a great way to describe it. Cool. Okay, anybody else want to read their feel good thing? Okay. So, so we're going to connect back into the space, and I want to encourage you that this is a very quick maneuver. It just does not have to take you very long. Like when you're writing your copy and getting your work done and you're like creating the materials that you want to share out with the world, you're sitting down, you've got a project to write, and you've got a certain amount of time, that you're working with. But 3 deep breaths, clearing your mind and connecting to your body doesn't take that long. And that's what I need you to do every single time. Practice coming back into the space. If you're in a shitty mood before you write your copy, don't write your copy that day. Or take the prompt I just gave you and spend 3 or 5 minutes free writing inside of a feel-good prompt. I feel so good when I love to blank so much I lose track of time. That's another of my favorite feel-good writing prompts. Make yourself get into the space before you write your copy or your Facebook post. Now, a little note about that. If you're pissed and you want your people to feel it, totally fair. So if you're writing a post, a blog, a Facebook post, a piece of copy where you're like, you guys, this pisses me off, and this is why I want you to get into the energy of this. This matters to me. This makes me so mad when this happens. That's fair. You're good there because you're feeling. And sometimes it's the pieces that you write pissed off that get you more attention than the pretty, happy, rainbow, feel-good pieces. But what you need to decide is how you want your person to feel. So what are you writing? Is it your bio? You probably don't want to piss people off. Is it a blog about a topic that really bums you out? I don't know why I'm thinking of you, Shannon. People who go to the doctor and get piece parted about their pelvic pain, and they get given pills or invasive procedures when conservative stuff could have helped them. Sorry, that pisses me off. I will write a blog and I'll get people pissed off and like doing something about it and asking quite more questions. You guys get the drift of that? So it's okay to feel those things. Shannon, unmute. I didn't hear what you were saying.
No, they just wind up getting the surgery or getting told they're just getting older or what do you expect or
makes you mad, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I've been that person.
So the thing is tonight, you guys, the energy of passion. Don't be afraid of feeling while you write. Stephanie, I know you have some too in the personal training world. OMG, I know you have some of these. You're walking around that gym and you're looking at another trainer and they're about to blow a disc of their client and you're like, oh my God, what, right? And so it's okay to write a blog like that. There's a lot to it, right? There's pieces. You want to make people feel something. What is that quote? I should have written it down for this tonight. It's really how you made people feel. Is that a Maya Angelou quote? I think it is. Anyway, I wrote that somewhere. Darn it. Okay, so you guys get the point there. So now we're going to, back to my point of it's easy to connect back into the body, into the space that we're writing from. So we're all going to do it again very quickly right now. Close your eyes. Take 3 really big, deep, long breaths. And every single time you exhale, let everything go from your head down through your fingertips, down through your torso, all the way to your toes. Relax, unclench, release, soften, make some space in your body. Clear your mind even of everything we just talked about for the moment. Right back to the body. Maybe one more breath. And open your eyes. We're going to do 2 minutes this time, and you're filling in the blank with I am. I want you to write all of the amazing things you are. This is a list of words. If it's a few words in a sentence, cool, no rules here. I am. Okay, write as fast as you can for 2 minutes. Hey world, I am. Few more seconds, keep writing to the end. Okay, pen's up. Okay, who would like to read their list tonight? Play with me with the shares, you guys. Okay, Lisa, go ahead and unmute. No backstory, just read the first word to the last.
Ready?
Ready.
I am a powerful, intuitive, guided, spiritual, passionate healer who is a force positive in the world and a magnet for love.
What's that last one? A magnet for what?
Love and abundance.
Oh, thank you. I missed the last word. Awesome. Anyone else ready to read? Okay, Shannon, unmute.
All right. I am worthy, abundant, a woman, a pioneer, a goddess, a light worker, a messenger, a gift, a piece of the puzzle, my own puzzle, everything I need to be.
Nice. So remember that very first thing I said I wanted to help you with tonight, and that is who you are, right? So if you were to look at a list like this, every time you decided to write and share a story with your people, wouldn't it be cool to step into the power of this list, right? Remember who you are before you write your stuff. Take your favorite words from your list and phrases and circle them and then paint them on big canvas and put them up on your walls. Do something special with them. Put the words that jazz you up the most after you make these lists. You know, you'll go down the list and there'll be some words that really stand out to you. And you'll be like, hell yeah, I am that, aren't I? Do something special with them. Put them on little sticky notes. Have a special notebook for stuff like this, for your feel-good writing prompts, your list of who you are, the words that turn you on, the quotes you absolutely love. Make a special notebook for this. And when you need to flip your switch and you're ready to write about your offerings, open up your notebook, take 1 minute to read through a few of those pages, get into the feeling, and then write your thing. Okay? Anyone else want to read theirs? Anyone? Okay. Let me turn my little page here. I'm going to move my computer. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, so the who you are, what you want, and who you serve is really, really important. And we could talk all night about ideal client, but because that could be its own full-time course, what I did was I put some really powerful exercises in that bonus for you gals. Okay, so I'm going to take you the next level with your ideal client in the bonus. Please do the exercises. You will love them. It will bring you a little bit closer to speaking to that person as you're writing. But for right now, understand that your person is probably you 5 or 10 years ago, moving through the struggles you had to get where you are now, offering the beautiful things you're offering to the world. So when you're speaking, when you're writing and speaking to your people, you're speaking to that younger woman. Could be a year ago, could be 5 years ago, could be 10 years. I don't know. It's you know your story. Okay. So don't get hooked on the amount of time of who that was. But usually your ideal client is you 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Remember that. Remember what your struggles were and what problems you really, really were desperate to solve at the time. And speak to her in your copy like you are solving those problems. Speak to her with the emotion and the feeling that you wanted, desired at the time. You are the now warrior woman, and you're going to speak to her in the way that's going to help bring her along. Okay, so that's one of those things about knowing who you are and who you serve. Now, what you want is also really, really important. And I'm just looking here to see how I best want to do this one with you. Okay, we're going to do a couple of minutes. You can write this any way you feel like. It could be what you desperately desire for your business. And because you're all here in this quote copywriting workshop tonight, I guess I would aim you there. But if as you're writing, it turns into something else, who cares? Let it be what it is, okay? So I'm prefacing the next exercise with that because I want you guys to aim and align with your, the deepest desires for writing the things you want to share with your prospective clients, your current clients. And then sometimes this prompt turns into something much deeper. So I want to allow you to give yourself the permission to let it turn into whatever it turns into tonight. So close your eyes with me again. Notice how quickly we're going to go right back to that connected space. How does your body feel different than it did when we started the call? Have you been sitting all day? So sitting more is like making you feel parts of your body. Have you been moving all day? So sitting actually feels really relaxed. How's your breathing? How's the temperature in the room? Just go right back into connecting from the head to the toes with deep exhales. And after each exhale, with each exhale, you're releasing, softening, and making space around any tight spots. One more deep breath like that. And then open your eyes and let's do 3 minutes on what I deeply desire for my business is. Don't hold back on this, you guys. Dream and think really big. Let this come from a much bigger place What I deeply desire for my business is. A few more seconds to finish your thought up there. Okay, pen's up on that one. So my writing sounds like this. What I deeply desire for my business is the freedom to travel and teach to large groups, spread the brave healing message far and wide, and impact healers around the world to the point of the ripple of healing I envision. I deeply desire connection while I do this. I really desire friends to play with on the journey, not a solo trip, but a rich, I have no idea what I wrote, something, a rich something with real people who will have a beer with me at the end of the day and bask in gratitude. Who wants to share theirs? Okay, Shannon, unmute there.
All right. What I deeply desire for my business is for it to be aligned with who I am, to be in the highest service of what I'm here to do, to work with people who light me up and who are open to receiving what I have to offer, to help people transform, that provide me with the financial freedom to live the life I want, that it allows me to align with other fantastic people and serve in a bigger way, and that it impacts people's lives and provides a new paradigm and perspective on healing and humanity.
Sorry, I muted myself. Thank you. Who else wants to share? Go ahead, Lisa.
What I deeply desire for my business is consistent clients who get that we are on this journey together, that we work with physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels, that the biggest healing tool we have is between our ears.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share theirs? So when you write stuff down, it makes it real. When you share it out loud, it really makes it real. And the problem people have with not only writing their stuff, but actually posting it and publishing it is they get afraid that they can't change their mind. They get afraid that putting it out there means that that is who they are, and there is no room at that point for, what if I change my mind in a year and this isn't what I believe? Well, then write part 2 of the blog. So remember, you can change your mind don't be afraid to be in the now, inside of the expression, in the opinion, the feeling, the emotion, the place and the stage that you're in. So I don't know if that hooks people up, but if it does, don't let it. Yeah, Lisa.
Being able to hear what other people have written down also takes me out of being in a vacuum. And listening to the shares makes me understand, oh, yeah, I want that too. I didn't think about that. I was so tunnel vision focused that I forgot to add something selfish or, so it's very helpful to hear other people's desires and, wishes, because it helps to expand. There's expansion again. What I might be missing that I just, that blind spot for me. So
Totally.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you guys, every time you decide to be brave and share your words, all you're doing is helping the other people listening. They will resonate with words that you're saying. They'll resonate with ideas. Like Lisa said, they'll be thinking of something that they forgot. Like, oh gosh, I am that too. I want to be a goddess. I'm adding goddess to my list, like just stuff like that. So remember the sharing. Gosh, you guys, what if the very pain you're still a little bit afraid to share was exactly the thing somebody else needed to hear to change their life for the better? What if? Okay. Who here has heard my Shirley story? Nobody? So a couple of years ago, Shirley reached out to me on Facebook Business Messenger. And she was really struggling. She's the mom of 5. And she messaged me and said, I read this blog you wrote on Mind Body Green, and I'm really having a tough time. I'm depressed. And I wondered if you could send me some more links. So I did. And then I went a step further, and I decided to write and dedicate a blog to her without her name. And it was about self-care and all of the different tools I had learned. And I wrote this blog, and at the end of the blog, I put a call to action that said, hey guys, hey audience, I know that there are other mothers, probably other mothers of 5, although I don't know any out there, but I know you've been there. I know you have some words for Shirley. So my people did exactly that. They stepped up, they put in the comments the different words of encouragement and inspiration or whatever. And I think what happened is Shirley probably felt some hope for the first time in a really long time. And fast forward for you, she signed up for a workshop that I was running. It was probably the longest one I've ever done. It was a 12-week program. She went on to write her own very first 2 blogs, posted them for the world to read. One about being the severely depressed mother of 5 who had been planning her own suicide. I did not know that at the time of her reaching out. And her second blog was to other mothers, a call out to other mothers saying, hey guys, you can do this. Here are some tools. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear to God, if I could have died after that day that I realized what the ripple thing was there. Do you feel the ripple? I wrote a blog, you guys. That's it. That's all I did. She was brave enough to reach out. I will be forever grateful to that woman for actually reaching out, because then it allowed me to step up and serve in the way that I knew how, which was writing. Oh my God, yes, please. If you're worried about sharing a story, think about the Shirley story. So whatever it is you're afraid to share, but you kind of are getting a calling to share it, you want to be your authentic self on the page, on your website, all the different places. You want people to know where you've been so that they trust you to go with you where you want to take them. Now is the time to share your story. This, I am telling you. And Shirley is amazing, real person who's going to be down here on the 11th for that live event, by the way. So any of you local people, I will introduce you to Shirley in person. And yeah, I am so full of gratitude for her and who she is, and for her courage, and for being able to actually sit here tonight and tell you that story. So whatever it takes for you to move through the fear and write it anyway, that is what I'm here tonight to encourage you to do. Okay, we're gonna do a fun, any questions? Anything popping up in your head about any of this stuff we're talking about? Okay, if you do, just type them in. But we're gonna do a bio writing article, right? A bio writing exercise right now. And this is going to be the short version of your bio that you can put basically anywhere. You could put this at the bottom of a flyer. You could put this on a Facebook post if you want at the end. You can put it on the bottom of a blog. Do any of you blog? No? Okay. Maybe? Okay. If any of you are interested in blogging to build your business or your platform, let me know. I have a course that I did about that specifically. So if you're interested in starting one up, let me know. So the bio could be at the end of your blog, but on your website's pages, you might have a short version and a long version. So what I want to do tonight is I want to help you with a really short, sweet version that you feel really good about, okay? Take a couple of breaths, and we're going to do some fill in the blanks, all right? So on your, have a clean piece of paper, clean piece of notebook paper, okay? So you got enough room on this one. Write your full name and add initials if you have them. So mine is going to be Laura DeFranco, and I have MPT, which is Masters in Physical Therapy. So Laura DeFranco, MPT. So write your full name and any initials you have. And then you're gonna put and here's where you guys get to tweak. So tweak based on the words you love. But I'm gonna put is the owner of Brave Healer Productions. So fill it in. What are you? Are you the founder of your business? Are you the owner of the title? Who do you want to be today? Just play with this tonight, okay? So Laura DeFranco, MPT, is the owner of Brave Healer Productions. I'll give you guys a second to finish that. Okay, so now I want you to think about a piece of information that sets you apart, helps people understand what a badass you are, an accomplishment, so for instance, I'm a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo. I mean, that is true. So occasionally I will put that in my bio as my wow. So you're going to have a little wow, and it might go something like, hey, can one of you just read me what you have so far? Lisa, read me yours. Unmute, would you? I can't. Can you unmute? I couldn't do it for you for some reason.
I don't think she heard you say her name.
Oh, Lisa, can you unmute? Thank you, whoever said that to me. Read what you have so far.
What have I written so far?
Yeah, your name, your business, just read what you have so far.
Lisa A. Schumacher, LMT, is the owner of And my website is Balance Centering. It's the word balance and centering together, balancecentering.com.
Okay, awesome. So how many years have you been practicing? Listen, everybody, listen to this. This is going to help all of you.
22 years.
And you are a practitioner of massage. Zero balancing is a technique that you learned
Yes,
in all of the...
facial rejuvenation with a naturopath. So I'm certified to do facial rejuvenation also. Okay.
But your license to touch is massage.
Yes.
Okay. So I would be, for Lisa's wow, her next sentence might read something like, Lisa is an expert massage therapist, trained in the art of blah, blah. If you guys have been practicing for a certain amount of years, you're an expert. Use the word. Now, if you are sitting there going, oh, I don't know if I should use the word, then feel the resistance and just deal with the feeling for a moment. And you could change the word, but I'm going to encourage all of you to use words that really stand for who you fucking are today. You came a long way to get where you are. You did a lot of training. You spent a lot of hours and a lot of dollars. You are not, I know all of you here are probably experts at what you do. Use the word, okay? So I'm giving you an example of what the little wow piece could be. Do some of you have something else though that you could give me an example about? Like maybe you're, do I have any other authors? No? Okay. So author could be one of them. Maybe you have a specialty type of training that a lot of people don't have, and you can use that. Here's another example that I was using for a while. Actually, you've probably seen it in several of my bios. The Writer's Center where I teach, basically wrote me a note one day, and the gal, the leader of the workshop organizers, was basically saying to me, oh my gosh, your class is our favorite class. The Writer's Center has been around for 40 years, you guys, and they have classes in all kinds of things like novel writing and, I mean, you name it, all the technical writing things. And I was coming into the Writer's Center with writing as a path to healing. My class was so out of the box and different for them, and like really, it was all really, really cool. And so now I've been teaching for them for about 3 years. And so I used to put in my bio, praised as the Writer's Center's favorite class, blah, blah. So I'm just giving you an idea. You can use anything that really makes you feel good about who you are. Okay? Okay, so we got the name, we got the owner of blah blah, and then I want you to put she is, or she did, or she, I want you to go ahead and fill that in right now. Think of something. I'll give you a minute or a little less. Don't worry if you can't think of anything right now. No worries, no worries. You're going to be brainstorming this bio probably for the rest of your life. So it's going to change 20 times after tonight, you guys. So just play with this.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, did you get knocked off or something?
Yes, I did, but I'm back on it again.
Okay, I hear you. You're good.
Okay, super.
So the one I've used a lot is Laura DeFranco, MPT, is the owner of Brave Healers Productions. She is an expert holistic physical therapist with over 25 years of healing experience. That is a strong, powerful first sentence for a bio. You guys all need that strong, powerful first sentence. Okay? And so the next piece of your bio is going to be, she does A for B. The A is the work you do. The B is your ideal client. She helps healers write, speak, and share words that heal themselves in the world with workshops, books, and blah, blah. So what, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. She helps healers write words that heal themselves in the world. Oh no, I did it. I did it except for I made it backwards. So I put my healer as my B. And I did the how with as the A. So don't get confused about that. What are you doing? What's the work? And who are you doing it for? So Stephanie might be, you know, something like Stephanie works with, and don't be afraid to get specific about who you work with. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody, you guys. Your ideal client needs to be very, very specific, down to the flavor of green smoothie they like for breakfast. And everybody is afraid to make the writing be to a specific person because they're afraid that they will be cutting off opportunity for other people to come to them. But the thing is, the more specific you are, the more of those clients that we were talking about earlier, the ones that bliss you out so much you could just be like, oh my gosh, this is the best job ever. Those are the ones you're attracting because you got specific with who you want to attract. I love men, but I serve women. I say women when I talk to you all. Will I turn down a guy in this workshop? No, of course not. But when I write my copy, it's for women. Don't be afraid to do that. You will get everybody anyway. You'll get the people you were meant to get. Will I turn down a 20-year-old entrepreneur? No, but my ideal client is probably late 30s up to 60s. She's older for sure. Probably older, probably 40 to 60. But if a 20-year-old wants to come in and take, you know, intuitive copywriting, of course I'm gonna, you know, fine, cool. I'm happy I attracted them. But I am actually going to speak to the woman who is in her, yeah, okay, Lisa, thank you for sharing. I'm going to speak to the woman who's in her 50s or 60s. I'm 50, by the way. And I'm going to speak to divorced women over 50, which is who I am. Don't be afraid to speak very specifically to that client you want to help. Any questions about that? Okay, so she does XYZ for ABC. So the work you do for who you do it for. And you can, you know, you're getting short and sweet as possible. And then at the end, you're going to put a call to action. What's your call to action? It's something that you want them to do before they leave that paragraph. Are you trying to build your email list? Then put something like, you know, grab your free guide, and the one you guys are going to get tonight, you know, grab your free guide, writing for the clients you were born to serve here. And you link up the word here to your email list opt-in. What do you want them to do before they're done reading your paragraph? Do you want them to go on your website and click on a workshop that you have? Make your call to action be about that. Are you trying to build your email list of ideal clients? Highly suggested, by the way. Then develop a freebie or something that they can grab, or, you know, if you're offering a call, put that in the call to action at the end of your bio. Okay, so who wants to read their whole thing just to kind of put a voice to the words and play with it a little bit. I know these are not perfect, and I know you'll change them a million times after tonight. And actually, if you read it out loud, I can give you feedback right here, right now. Anyone? Okay,
Yeah,
Shannon.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Okay,
Shannon.
I got Shannon, Stephanie, and then I didn't see if someone else raised their hand. Go ahead, Shannon, you got to unmute.
Okay.
Okay.
Shannon Stobie, PT, blah, 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 is the owner of, as yet unnamed. She is a wordsmith, a body worker, and a light worker. She is trained as a John F. Barnes myofascial release therapist specializing in pelvic health. She helps women who have experienced pelvic trauma to reconnect to their bodies, find their voice, and take their power back.
Nice. How long have you been practicing?
I have been practicing MFR for 5 years. I've been a physio for 11.
You're an expert, my dear.
Okay.
So don't be afraid, because there's places in that bio where you're being soft, and it's time to step up and let people know who you are.
Yeah, which is something I struggle with knowing myself. So that's where we're.
Yes, I got you. I know. I'm going to offer to any of you tonight, if you'd like to email me your bio and have some real written feedback. I love doing these, you guys. So I will back and forth it with you. I'll give you ideas. You can bring it, send it back to me with the changes. I'll give you a couple of rounds of that for free. I love doing these, and it's a great start for writing your copy.
My bio is actually my huge sticking point. There's nothing else about my message that scares me.
Exactly, because this is who you are, and you're starting to put who you are out into the world. This stupid one paragraph gets people totally paralyzed. I know, believe me, after we do this one for you, Shannon, the rest is going to be history. You're going to be like writing things all over the place after the bio. Isn't it weird, though, that the bio does it to people?
Oh, yeah. I've got blogs ready to go.
Okay.
But yeah.
Promise me you'll email me your paragraph, and you guys should all have my email by now, because you're getting the links. bewarriorlove@gmail.com. You can email me your bio. I just put it in the chat. And I'll go a couple email rounds with you with suggestions, and we'll craft that bio so that you're feeling fantastic, worthy, and brave about it. Okay? All right. Stephanie, read yours.
Okay, so mine's a bit shorter. So it says Stephanie Peterson is the owner of Shape It Up Personal Training. She's an expert in building strong women from the inside and out. Join her free Facebook group to connect with like-minded women and get free, I don't know about that yet, get tips along the way.
Okay, cool, because you're going to work on that ebook.
Right.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, I do have a few things for you on that one too. Do you feel like you want to email it to me?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do that, and I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions. There was a couple. So when you listen to the gals read their bios, you guys, you can pick out where they're being too shy about themselves. And you can also pick out where there's words that are not as impactful as there might be others they could pick. In other words, when I heard Stephanie read from the inside out, I immediately thought, oh, she's not just a trainer for the physical body. She's going to help mind body somehow. But I don't know her that well. So I'm not totally sure, but she used words, and then I'm thinking, okay, we got to fine tune that so that somebody who steps into Stephanie's fitness realm knows that it's not just going to be 50 bicep curls.
Right.
Yeah. So I got that from what you wrote, but now we need to be very specific and clear and very powerful about the message. I'll help you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? One more, maybe? Okay. Okay, guys. So let's talk a little bit in these last few minutes about things that stop you up, the inner critic messages, the fear, the things that get in the way. The thing, what voices are getting in the way of you writing and sharing from this authentic body, embodied space? It really is time to recognize them, silence them a little bit, and choose something better. So it's the awareness that's going to get you through to the other side. When you recognize the old, conditioned, patterned voices and messages that are paralyzing you, then you can do something about it. But if it's a habit you're inside of and getting constantly stuck in, you will stay constantly stuck in it. So give me 1 or 2 deep breaths, eyes closed, connecting to the body again. And then as you're connecting, I want you to think of your message that gets in your way. What's your biggest inner critic message? What's the biggest fear? What's the thing that comes up over and over that prevents you from sharing those blogs that you have lined up ready to go? What's the thing that prevents you from writing the bio and actually getting it done and putting it out there? What's the thing? Think of the message or the voice or the inner critic thing or the fear voice. That little girl, man, I have a 3-year-old little girl, powerless, quiet, will not speak up. When she shows up, I know I'm in trouble. So open your eyes, and who automatically came up with their voice and will be willing to share it? Go ahead, Shannon. What was yours? I got you.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the little girl, and she's stubbornly silent. But it's the who are you to, or the
who are you to write this and be the expert on pelvic health? Who are you to tell me you've only been practicing for 11 years, Shannon. I mean, I just have to laugh when I say that out loud, because 11 years is a long time to practice.
And it is, but it's also feeling like I'm at this transitional point where, is that even the message I want to give anymore? The thing that I had at the beginning of this was, my message is bigger than my current business. And that's what's tripping me up. Because it's like stepping into the next thing is scary as shit, because that's giving up the last thing.
Yeah. If you've been watching what I've been doing, you know that I know that very well.
Yes.
And it is super scary, and so fear is just a feeling, you guys. Fear is a physical feeling in your body. Where is it for you? Is it in your chest? Does it end up in your throat as a knot? Do you get a little backache when you start to feel this fear and hear this message that starts to paralyze you from sharing your stuff? What happens in your body? You need to connect to the body again. Notice the theme tonight. When you hear the inner critic message or voice, or that thing comes up in you, you need to recognize the pattern of both the physical feeling and the mental message. And then you need to take a humongous 10 gigantic steps back from it and look at it like you're watching a movie. And you need to name it and start to talk to it. Mm-hmm. So my gal is Martha. So I recognize Martha. She thinks I'm not good enough. She thinks, who are you to do this and teach people how to write? You know, you've only been writing since you were 15. So like, who are you to do this? And I have 2. You guys heard me talk about the 3-year-old little girl who shows up. That's my fear voice. And actually she has no voice. Mm-hmm. So when she shows up, everything shuts down. My posture shrivels around my solar plexus. My shoulders get a little hunchy. My head comes down and I say nothing. I'm too afraid to speak. That's one thing that shows up. And my other thing that shows up is Martha. Martha, you're not good enough. Who are you to do this? You'll never be successful. Someone else is doing it better than you. Oh my God, I could go on and on with the list of voices that she had. Martha, thank you. So I've learned that it's in my chest and my throat. I feel the feeling. I hear the message. And I'm like, I got this. Thank you for help. She just wants to protect me. I realize this. It's not like I'm shunning her, making her go away, but I am asking her to not get in the way of the thing that I want to do. So I named her Martha. I stepped away from her by saying, thank you, thanks, but I got this. And then I write the thing anyway. I publish it anyway. I do the action anyway. I call the person I need to have the conversation with anyway. I do it with the feeling sometimes in my chest and my throat. But I need to separate myself from the message because that's what throws me into the pit. And so you guys, when you recognize what throws you into the pit, that's the awareness you need to move forward. Were you going to ask me something, Shannon?
No, I think I just recognized absolutely everything you just said.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so one of the things I'd like for you guys to write down for later as a writing prompt for your business is my mission at name of company is. If you don't have a mission statement yet, write one. Shannon, write it for the new thing. Write play. You know, you haven't done the new thing yet. Maybe you're in transition to the new thing, that thing that feels so big behind the old thing. I want you to write your mission statement for the new thing. Have fun with it, okay? If you don't have a mission statement, write it, and that's going to aim you in a direction that's going to feel really good and purposeful. I'm happy to receive mission statements in my email as well, but the bio is what I'll help you with. The mission statement, if you want me to read it, I'm going to probably give you some suggestions about, this is for you, you guys. Mission statement is a personal thing. It's like who you are, what you stand for, and the message that if you got granted a TED Talk tomorrow, and you were going to walk on the stage and spend 20 minutes telling the world what you stand for. That's how your mission statement should read. Okay? It's fun. Have fun with that. Don't get nervous about being on a stage yet. Okay? But write it with the passion, like you're about to tell 1 million viewers what you stand for. All right? So that's in your little homework department. And we're going to finish up with a prompt right now. But I want to mention one more thing about the next thing you write for your perfect client that blisses you out. First of all, imagine you're talking to your best friend if you want, or the current perfect client you have now. You love this person, probably a woman, maybe. And I want you to write the next offering that you have, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's a blog, or maybe it's like a workshop or a service that you're offering. And you're going to write that BFF a love letter. You're going to get into the power of your mission statement and what you stand for, and then you're going to write like you talk to her. So these are all little tips and tricks about this writing, okay? So let's do one more writing prompt, and we'll do maybe like a 2-minute, because I want a couple of minutes at the end to kind of wrap up and make sure you guys don't have any more questions. Connect with the breath, like we've been doing all night. Close your eyes if that feels good. Always feels good to me to rest my eyes a little bit. Exhales are full releases from the head out to the fingertips, down to the toes. Straight through your solar plexus to the root chakra. Just let everything melt into your seat. Deep, slow exhales, soften and release and make space, and just clear your mind for just a moment, even of the last things we talked about. Notice how quickly you can come into that space every single time I ask you to write. And then open your eyes, and here's the prompt. If there was nobody left to offend, upset, or disappoint, I would. If there was nobody left to offend, upset, or disappoint, I would. And think of terms in sharing your message. What would you say? What would you do? Okay, 2 minutes. Write as fast as you can without censoring yourself, you guys. Few more seconds. Just finish up your thought. Okay, pens up. Okay, I'm going to invite you guys to share some of those, but I want to leave you with a few thoughts about writing for your person. If you're not feeling anything, neither will they. When you write it, be feeling it. What do you want them to feel? Set an intention, get inside of it, embody it, and then write as you're feeling it. Get excited, get inspired, be hopeful, be inside of the feeling of love or gratitude as you're writing your piece. Or be ready to take action. You know that feeling? That inspired feeling, and you have this crazy idea and you're like ready to roll. Be inside of that feeling when you write. And then read it out loud. You can read it out loud to yourself or to somebody else for some feedback, and see if it inspires you as you put that vibration of your voice to it. Okay, who would like to share what they wrote on this one? Maybe just one share. First one who raises their hand. Come on, at least one of you. Awesome, Lori. Go for it. Thank you.
I'll first say that was really hard to do.
Yes. Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, a lot. And I will share just one of them because there weren't that many to begin with. But what I got was write my damn book.
So why was it difficult? Can we talk about that for a minute? Tell me why.
Because those words are really powerful. Offend, upset, or disappoint. And particularly as women, we're raised and socialized that we don't do that. We do everything for everybody else, and they come first. And what I heard myself say was something I say a lot as well. I did X because I'm a good daughter. I have said that for years. I don't say that anymore because I've disconnected there. But that's started to percolate back up for me.
So it is a powerful writing prompt that I have done so many times I have lost count. Point being, some of these prompts have layers. Keep the ones from tonight and redo them in a few weeks, in another couple of months. there's a layer, and you'll peel off a layer and you'll get to something else, because obviously sometimes it's not really the words of the prompt, but that particular prompt is, yeah, I know. And when I was first given it, I was like, holy, yeah, what would I do? What would I do? What would I say? Who would I be if I could just be me for once? And my wild, crazy, sexy me, like, forget the suffocating me that's trying to please everybody. Listen, don't get me started. We'll be here for another hour, you guys. It took me a while to move through those. But so what I'll say to you about that tonight is, give yourself permission to feel every little bit that's coming up with that prompt. Honor it. Journal more, because we're doing 2 minutes, 3 minutes here tonight. It's like, oh my God, some of these things I could write for 2 hours on these, do that for yourself. Okay. Re-journal it. And yeah, peel the layers. And then when you start to get to what's underneath, man, is it exciting. There's some exciting stuff under there, Lori, I promise.
I don't doubt that's true.
Yeah, and she is ready to be out, and oh my God, your book. Yeah, please. So speaking of books, ladies, I put a link to my new book in there in the chat for you in case you haven't read it yet. And the reason I put it in there is because what I did in my book is I matched up the guided body awareness with a writing prompt in every other chapter. So Brave Healing is actually a book where you can move through the chapters and get more ideas about how to connect with the body and then do the writing, okay? Is it written specifically for healers? Not necessarily. I mean, anybody could pick up Brave Healing and do these exercises. But if you want to take what we practiced tonight to another level, that is one way. And I want to give you all an idea of what's coming up in September, and I'm going to just paste it in here if I got it right. So what the taste that you got tonight is a 6-week course that starts in September. There are 2 dates, and you all would be completely amazing inside of that group of women. The 2 dates they're Friday mornings and Sunday mornings, the 9th and the 14th start dates. It doesn't matter which one you sign up for. If you ended up missing a class, you could actually pop into the other group. The group of women who are doing that with me this fall are absolutely spectacular. There are half of those women are repeating the course. And it's like tonight, except it's a 2-hour call and we go deeper. And we do it for 6 weeks with support in a group in between. So imagine taking action. We took a little action on your bio tonight. But imagine taking action on all of the different ways you want to express this message into the world through your writing and maybe even through your speaking. Because I'm starting to do more of that these days, and I'm kind of nudging my gals in that group because speaking is an amazing way to start building your business. But I started with writing, and I built an amazing platform and business just with the writing before I even started speaking. So I will excite and encourage you in that realm. Okay, so if it calls to you to be in a group like you were in tonight, with other amazing healers, sharing the stories, doing the writing together, and going way deeper than we went tonight. So, you have to kind of be able to roll with me. I have a lot of energy. I kind of say it like it is, and I use the F word a lot, and you kind of have to be, rolling with all that craziness of me to want to do that for 6 weeks in a row. But that link is there for you to read more. And you'll have today and tomorrow to get it at the price you see it there, which is $297. I think it's the cheapest course in town for a combination of Brave Healing and intuitive writing. Some people in there are writing their books. other people are not at book level, but they want to be blogging and they want to be doing their website and they want to be doing even like Facebook live streams. And I mentioned to a couple ladies earlier, the free Facebook group is really a way that you can serve ideal clients. So we're doing everything in that 6 weeks that you all want to do. Okay, so take a look at that. Let me know what you think about it, and you have a couple more days to get it at the price you see it at. It's going up $200, you guys, in August, which it's totally worth. So get it cheap now if you want it, and you can hang out with me for the fall for 6 weeks, and I will grab your hand and drag you through all the fear and the inner critic, and we'll stand together and start sharing the messages in the way that you really crave right now, because I know you're feeling it like I am, because you're here tonight. So it's 8:37. I know some of you are probably tired and maybe haven't even eaten dinner yet or whatever. If you need to pop off, I totally get it. I am going to stop the recording, but I'm going to stay on for any questions you have. So thank you for being here. And let me hit stop on the record.